we just had some hope about the improvement of relations when Herzog came to Ankara. But unfortunately, it lasted for very short time. But Mavi Marmara is a very big incident. I mean, a turning point in
Yes.
bilateral relations, because for the first time, Shubda, soldiers, Israeli soldiers, killed Turkish people.
Yes, yes.
I mean, this is the first time, because in the history, Ottoman Empire and the Turkish Republican period during the Hitler's war against the Jews, Turkey always sided with the Jews. In France, for example, a Turkish diplomat at the Turkish consulate helped a lot to the Jews to escape from France to Turkey, because otherwise they would be killed by the Nazis.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. This is Middle East Insights platform, and I'm Dr. Shubhra Chaudhary. And today we are going to talk about something which is really in the news. Though what is in the news today, that Hezbollah's media spokesperson Mohammed Akif was basically assassinated, and at the same time, the location of the place where he was, it is the French embassy is also there, and so many other things. The US envoy for Lebanon is supposedly going to come tomorrow to Lebanon. And a lot of things are in the flux. So let us start by introducing our special guest who has really honored us today. We are very privileged to have the presence of Professor Özden Zeynep Oktav, who is a professor of international relations at Istanbul Medeniyet University. Professor graduated from Bogazici University, Istanbul. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Worked as associate professor and professor at Yildiz Technical University, Istanbul for 17 years, and currently is a professor at Istanbul Medeniyet University. She is the author of the books like Turkey in the 21st Century, Quest for a New Foreign Policy, Limits of Relations with the West, Turkey, Syria, Iran, The Changing Dynamics of the Arab Gulf and Saudi Arabian-US-Iran Relation, co-editor of the book Violent Non-State Actors in Syrian Civil War, The ISIS and YPG Cases, GCC-Turkey Relations, Dawn of the New Era. She published many articles on Turkey-Middle East relations. She was awarded the Council of Higher Education Scholarship in 2011 by the Government of Turkey and the Scientific and Technological Research Council of Turkey Scholarship in 2013. She was a visiting researcher at Cambridge University, UK and St Andrews University, Scotland, UK in 2011 and 2013 respectively. She has also been awarded the Rectorship Special Academic Award in 2011. So with this, ma'am, thank you so much for being present and for the privilege of your time.
Thank you. It is a pleasure and honor for me to address at this meeting. Thank you very much for your kind invitation, Shubda.
Thank you, ma'am. So I'll just start with the nail on the head. The Turkish Defense Minister, Yasir Güler,
yes,
in 2 days before, he made an announcement that maybe media is construing it that way, that Israel might attack Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And he stated that if escalation does increase, then it is definitely going to be a chance of Third World War.
Third World War, yes.
So how do you see Turkey-Israel relations right now when Turkey has severed all ties with Israel?
Yes. This statement of the defense minister came soon after the elections in United States. Trump was elected to power, to the new presidency, and and why he just mentioned such a very striking statement is that I mean, the basic reason is that Israel has been training PKK affiliated groups both in northern Iraq and northern Syria for years and years. Approximately since 2003, there is a covered, sometimes overt connection between YPG, PKK affiliated HPG in Iraq, YPG in Syria, and Israel. Therefore, there are a lot of statements of Israeli officials that the YPG and the PKK is the collaborator of Israel soon after the Gaza war. Therefore, Turkey spent much effort to start the diplomatic diplomatic steps. I mean, wanted to take some diplomatic steps, such as two-state solution, a guarantorship solution, and I would not go into details of these diplomatic steps taken by Ankara, but all of them fell on deaf ears, both in America and its allies and in the Arab world, unfortunately. And Turkey also wanted to realize some diplomatic attacks on many platforms among the Arab countries, such as Arab League and such as Islamic Conference Organization meetings. But as you all know, the Arab leaders also could not have any initiative to start against Israel's such crimes. In my opinion, these were the crimes. These were other than the wars. I mean, these are not such attacks on civilians, hospitals, on the killings of the babies, mothers, etc. cannot be defined as a war in accordance with the international law. These were crimes in my opinion, and this had a lot of repercussions all over the world, including UK, European countries, United States. But on official level, Israel is very much supported by the political figures in United States, UK, and other European countries. So in the end of the day, Israel has the much self-confidence to continue this, to committing these crimes. Therefore, Turkey's and especially Erdogan's rhetoric is very tough towards Israel. And although all the diplomatic efforts became useless, remained fruitless on public level in Turkey, personally speaking, because Israel is right now, under Netanyahu, acting like a Nazi, Hitler's period Germany. I mean, right now it attacks Beirut as well. I mean, Beirut is under a big attack, and the ultimate purpose of both Israel and Washington is to control the coast in Mediterranean and to control the coastal area of the Arab lands and the Mediterranean. Therefore, after Beirut, as far as I guess, Israel will try to control the coastal area of Syria, Laskiye, and other ports. So they are approaching towards the Turkish border. And Turkish border security is under a big threat right now, because after Trump came in January, he will come to power, and Trump's cabinet is more or less very open, and we know the members of this cabinet, so all of them without exception, supporting the current Netanyahu and his team, and very revisionist and very expansionist policies of Israel right now will be supported very much by the new cabinet of Trump. So Yaşar Güler made such a statement. If I have a little bit time, I would like to tell something about the possible future scenarios.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump and Putin will likely come to an agreement over the end of the Ukraine war, and this have automatically impact on Israel's policies towards the Middle East. It will more provoke Israel to expand towards Syria because we
Yeah.
know Netanyahu and Herzog, Lieberman, all of them are Russian origin Jews and migrating from Russia. They have always contact with Trump, with Putin, since the Syrian uprising came out in 2011, and so there was a hidden or covered uh, relations and the connection between Putin and Netanyahu for long, long time. And so if Trump and Putin comes to an agreement over Ukraine war and over sharing the Middle East between two of them, and the situation will get worsened because in case of such an agreement between these two big powers, Israel will be supported. Probably will be supported with I believe that it will make Israel more expansionist, more aggressive in the region. And Syria is very fragile,
Yeah.
just like Lebanon, and there is no powerful state and the powerful administration in Syria. So this is also a big handicap for Turkey to keep the status quo in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And Israel is against the status quo in the Middle East right now, unfortunately. Netanyahu is very much supported and will be supported, if I'm not wrong, in the future.
Yeah, my entire, point of justice that I feel is very apart from what the genocide is going on, but also about the Israeli hostages. The hostages family are continuously protesting in Israel, and instead of trying to find the hostages, the war, like 60 billion US dollars and all of that has been invested in, the war in Gaza or West Bank or Lebanon.
Yes,
Beirut is being bombed almost every day
yes.
and
If
massive collateral damage.
couldn't hear the last
Massive
thing.
collateral damage. Like a lot of innocent people are dying in Beirut.
Just leave them aside. Israeli people's prestige at the lowest ebb all around the world, and Israel has no prestige, no credibility, and no respect. No one respects Israelis all over the world, and there are a lot of Israeli hostages taken by Hamas, Hezbollah. But the interesting thing is that the crimes are so big, and there is so big disparity of powers between the two sides. I mean, Palestinians and Israelis, we cannot even talk about the situation of these hostages because Netanyahu also is not favored by these people, Israeli people, because the most important thing for Netanyahu is not to protect its own people, Israeli people, always attacking on the innocent people. You're
Yes.
right. The Israeli people, civilians also included, which
Yep.
are killed or taken as hostages. And so the situation is getting worse for the civilians and innocent people and the children, especially. I'm very much interested in children because their parents dying, and
Yep.
there are a lot of children who doesn't have parents in the region, and the no one is allowed to aid all these people. So the regardless of the Palestinians or Israelis, the situation in the Middle East is getting worse and worse. I mean,
Yeah.
just leave aside Israeli or Palestinian. From the, I mean, the Turkey's or Erdogan's statements are really very very tough because for human reasons and very conscientious. I mean,
Yes.
this, for example, he says that this is a state terror. This is a state terror not only for the Palestinians but also for its own people. I mean, hostages also.
Yes.
Therefore, the Israeli families are so reactive and very much protesting Netanyahu.
Yeah. Most of it is in the Hebrew media, so it's not easily like most of it is in the Hebrew media. So the reactions of the Israeli hostage families is not covered much.
Exactly.
But it is the protests are going on.
Exactly, I know. But the thing which always coming to my mind, they never protested the killings of the Palestinian children even once. This is very big pity, in my opinion. I mean, in
Um,
Israel, people are protesting always because their relatives, children are taken hostage by Hamas or Hezbollah. Hamas, actually, not Hezbollah, and protesting Netanyahu. But they didn't protest even once for the killing of the children, Palestinian children, by Netanyahu. This is also makes me very sad and it hurts my heart very much because they are not seeing the situation from humane way. I mean, this is a kind of human affair, not racism. This is Palestinian, Israeli, Lebanon. It is not good thing to make such distinctions because people are dying. In
yeah,
Beirut also people are dying.
yeah. I think there are two reasons behind it. The first is on an everyday basis, how many Israelis get to talk with Palestinians? The segregation is so much. There's no
Hmm.
community dialogue within the Israelis and Palestinians
Exactly.
at all.
Yeah.
So they're not humanized for each other. And the
Yes.
second problem is that there are many peace activists in Israel, Mao Zedong, who are talking about, Palestinians, but they
Hmm.
do not get the space in the media.
Yes, media. We
Yeah,
cannot see them on media.
yeah,
And Shubda, there is one another thing, in my opinion, it is very important. In Turkey, we are always getting the news not favoring Israel, and in United States or in India, maybe, I don't know, you are getting the news not favoring Hamas, Hezbollah. I mean, people are very much in their own ghettos and
yes,
having the news uh, from different point of view, and
yeah,
the social media and other media covers or is followed by the people. As you mentioned, there is a segregation. I mean, very much camp.
yeah.
Oh, yes, you're
Even the
right.
Palestinians who stay in Haifa,
Uh-huh.
they cannot talk with Israelis. They are not able to talk to Israelis. Israelis are not allowed to talk to Palestine. The to see each other as human.
I see. I know.
That is impossible.
Yes, this is
Uh, that it,
horrifying. This
it
is
is very
like a
horrifying.
nightmare. There
Yes.
is no connection, interconnection between
Yeah.
two of them. But we just have the news that the Israelis sees Palestinians as creature like animals,
Human animals.
human animals. Yes.
That is a state line. It is like the military line and everything. But what I really was fascinated with was Turkey did not allow the airspace to the Israeli president to go to Azerbaijan for COP 29.
29.
The
Yes.
climate conference, Turkey did not allow him to give the airspace, like the Turkish airspace, to go to Azerbaijan, to Baku. Israeli president and everything, they didn't tell why they are not going, but then they said that we did not get the airspace flyover permissions. I'm like, okay, that is there. But
Uh,
one thing which is one problem that Turkey might have is that how is Turkey going to balance the Arab leaders when it talks about the Palestinian question? Like the Arab leaders, the Gulf leaders, how many will come and support Turkey? How will it be possible for Turkey to gain some kind of, leadership role?
Among the Arabs.
Yeah,
But Arabs do not want Turkey to be leader of the
yeah,
Arab world. This
yeah.
is the fact because they have some historical baggages stemming from the Ottoman
Times.
period.
Yeah,
So, especially in the Gulf. But Turkey, thanks to God, succeeded to have some connection with the Gulf countries. I mean, improved its relations with the Gulf countries, especially with United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. These were the two Gulf countries whose relations were not that much good once upon a time, but now it is a little bit settled. But the thing is that the Arab leaders towards Israel, I mean, they did not show a full reaction to Israel for some reasons. There are a lot of
a lot
reasons,
of reasons. Yeah,
but let me give you one example how Turkey wants to have a stable and relations with the Gulf. For example, the Iraq Development Road Project I hope will be reconstructed with the help of the United Arab Emirates and Qatar in the near future, because it will be a great hub and it will make Iraq more stable and more territorial integrity of Iraq will be assured. And the purpose of the development road project, very good purpose, and to make the region stable. But the thing is that to what extent the Arab countries and Turkey will achieve to realize this project, because it is a big question in my mind whether Israel and the Gulf countries and Turkey will have a stable relations in the region. Another second question in my mind, whether Azerbaijan, Israel and Turkey
yeah,
will continue to have a stable relation in the Caucasus.
yeah,
There are some optimistic signs regarding the future of Turkey and Israel, because in Azerbaijan, Turkey and Israel covertly cooperated a lot, in my opinion. Yeah, not directly, indirectly cooperated, because Azerbaijan defeated Armenia and weaponized by Israel since 2012. And Turkey also helped a lot Azerbaijan. And in 2019, Azerbaijan became victorious. In the Gulf countries willy-nilly support Israel indirectly, because there are a lot of reasons, economic reasons and security reasons, and they cannot ignore Israel. In 2020, the Abraham Accords were
yes,
signed by the foreign ministers of United Arab Emirates and Bahrain and Israel in United States, but Saudi Arabia did not join this Abraham Accords. But we know very well that the Saudi Arabia and Israel always having some relations, interests, common interests, and so although Turkey uses very tough rhetoric towards Israel, although Turkey cuts its relations, imposes or applies embargo on Israel. In the end of the day, it should be borne in mind that Turkey and Israel and Iran are the three non-Arab countries in the region, and they have always directly or indirectly some economic and diplomatic relations. I believe in the end of this Gaza war and other the catastrophic period, Turkey feels very threatened by the Israeli expansionist policies, but I believe that Israel also needs Turkey in the region
Yeah.
because Turkey-Israel relations are unique and very interesting, very difficult to understand.
Yes.
And let me give you another example how it is difficult for Turkey to have stable relations both with Arab countries and Israel. During the Gaza war or during the Netanyahu's killing of children, babies, and innocent people, Turkey applied embargo and no other country applied them a full embargo in the meantime, I should say. But a caricature was issued by Hezbollah when Nasrallah was not killed. I cannot remember the exact date of the caricature on Twitter. Erdogan yells at Israel on the stage, but behind the stage it fills the oil to the tank of the Israeli army. This was the caricature. The Hezbollah doesn't like Turkey. Iran doesn't like Turkey during the Gaza war and the Arab Spring and Syrian uprising. So Turkey is walking on a very fine line.
Yeah.
And trying to have stability and trying to have improve the economic ties with both Arabs and Israel. But believe me, Shubda, a war comes out and everything is getting spoiled, and so unfortunately, Middle East always is in a war situation, and therefore Turkey always trying to cope with another war, cope with another attack to its borders, Syrian refugees, IŞİD, YPG. All these are Turkey and Turkish state spending much money, and our soldiers are being killed, and we are fighting against United States, and we are not fighting against YPG or Kurds. These are fake. These are not real ones. The real one is United States Pentagon. And because they are funded by Pentagon, so big weapons are piled on our border with Syria and Iraq.
Yeah.
The relations are so complicated. And we need a lot of hours and hours to understand these complicated issues. In the northern Iraq, for example, the issue is so complicated. Turkey and Iran also is in an indirect war situation in the northern Iraq. Believe me.
Yeah.
Iran and United States cooperating in northern Iraq against Turkey. In Syria, let me say a little bit more clearly, not actually Iran and United States fighting against Turkey. This is not I made a mistake. In the north of Iraq, we have more probability to cooperate with United States against Iran. But in the northern Syria, the situation is a little bit more complicated because of the probability of Trump and Putin's come to an agreement in Ukraine and in northern Syria. Sorry, I just mentioned a lot of things. Maybe it is very confusing for all the participants
No.
at
It
the online meeting. But if you have further questions, maybe it's better to talk about.
They will ask.
Questions. Sorry.
They will ask. But the most interesting, like even US with Kurds, they have a very use and throw kind of relationship. They sometimes support Kurds, sometimes they don't support Kurds. They don't care about human the value of human life of the Kurds also. United States doesn't. And one thing that really makes me a bit scared is between, like, in the Mediterranean, the small island of Cyprus or
Yes.
Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Cyprus has been used for intelligence gathering from 1950s and before.
Yeah.
So even during this time, because Cyprus is very close to Turkey, Cyprus is very close to Israel, Cyprus is very close to the entire Mediterranean border. So sometimes I feel that what kind of role does Cyprus play? Because it is the hub of intelligence gathering.
Yes.
And it makes very difficult the surveillance, like, the sovereignty of countries is not only disturbed when they're attacked militarily. The
Uh-huh.
sovereignty is also, disturbed when they are under constant surveillance by a
Hmm.
second party.
Mm-hmm.
So,
In Cyprus, you mean, or?
yeah, by
Hmm.
using Cyprus as a hub for surveillance
Hmm.
activity over Turkey or for other countries.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I think you're talking about UK and United
Yes,
States
yes,
in
yes.
Cyprus.
Yeah,
As I mentioned a little while ago, that the United States and Israel, and including the UK, wants to control the coastal area of the Middle East. I mean, and Mediterranean. In the big picture, I believe that the basic impetus behind this. I mean, controlling the Mediterranean is to keep China in its own geography in southern sea, southern Chinese Sea, because they don't want China to come to Mediterranean. Mediterranean is very important place with geostrategically in energy, very important place. And
yep,
Cyprus, Shubda, there are three important islands. Actually, let me tell you, this first island is Gotland in Baltic Sea, and therefore Sweden became member of NATO. And the second island in Mediterranean, it is Cyprus, and the third island is Socotra Island near to Yemen. So these three islands are of vital importance for Israel, United States, and UK.
yes,
Because with these three islands, you can control the sea and water passages. I mean, not water passages, maritime,
yeah,
maritime
maritime passage.
maritime
Yes,
passages. So Cyprus is in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, in the eastern Mediterranean Sea, and at the same time, the Israel became a energy actor
yeah,
after drilling and in the Mediterranean, and they just cooperated with Egypt to share the Mediterranean. But here, Turkey, they want to exclude Turkey. In 2018, they wanted to cooperate with Turkey, but Erdogan just objected to this and refused Israel to they wanted to cooperate with Turkey for the transferring of natural gas via Turkey to Western markets. But in 2018, Turkey refused this. After, 2018, Turkey took some steps to come to an agreement with Israel, but
yeah,
this time Israel did not want. A lot of things happened, but before the outburst of the Gaza war in 2020, Herzog came to Ankara. Erdogan welcomed Herzog in March 2022,
yes,
and there was a very interesting and very important detente and in between the two countries and improving the relations. And if the Gaza war did not come out, Netanyahu would come to Turkey. everything would be settled, was settled, I mean, was organized, and Ankara would welcome Netanyahu in Turkey. The basic impetus and the reason behind this, I mean, welcoming Netanyahu, Herzog, from Ankara's point of view, economy and energy. And
Yes.
Turkey wanted to cooperate with Israel, but unfortunately, uh, this is my personal belief. This Islamism and Judaism, the kind of war among the religions, uh, very much making the things more complicated
Yes.
and a very big obstacle to the stability of the region. And after the Gaza, we understood that Israel very much supported by the United States, and there is no any obstacle for Israel to expand towards the Lebanon and Syria, maybe to Egypt. We don't know what will
Yeah.
happen in the future.
Yeah.
Who knows it doesn't attack on Egypt,
Yeah.
because there is no guarantee, I mean, just to stop the Netanyahu. Therefore, the things are getting worse, and the Cyprus is, as you mentioned, is a kind of intelligence center, and the UK has territory, and it is attacking on Yemen from Cyprus, UK. And as far as I know, maybe you know better than me, United States currently is building a port in Cyprus, if I'm not
Okay.
wrong.
I'll check
And
that
the
out.
American defense minister openly declared that they have a defense agreement with Greece. Greece also very much weaponized by the United
Yes,
States,
yes,
extremely
actually,
weaponized.
it's interesting because I don't know how this is happening, but Greece is talking with Israel to make a 2 billion euro Iron Dome.
Iron Dome. Yes,
Yes, it
yes,
is
you're
very,
right.
I don't know how is because Greece was in a Eurozone crisis 12,
Yes, you're
14
correct.
years back.
Yeah, this is very open. And Turkey also is contained by in Alexandropolo. There are a lot of weapons, and in Crete Island there is a air base of United States, and the Mace Island, very near to Turkish coast, Kaş. I don't know whether you have been to the southern Turkey. I mean, it is Mace Island, very near, 2.5 kilometers far from Turkish coast, so close. You can see the lights of the Mace from Kaş. They also weaponized the Mace Island. So they don't want Turkey to have a share in the Mediterranean. Turkey made an agreement with Libya for the exclusive zone in the Mediterranean. So what I'm trying to explain is that Turkey feels very excluded. Turkey feels very threatened, and Turkey. I don't know what will happen during the Trump's period. Turkey takes some measures in case of a war in the near future.
Yeah, but there are two things that I want the students to note down. The first is that because we are talking about the conflict with Gaza, in historical times, Gaza was a very important port.
Yes, port.
Gaza was a very important port, and now natural gas has been discovered around it.
Yes.
So, it's more like the idea behind the ethnic cleansing of Gazans is more in terms of, as you say, energy and economy,
Mhm.
and using that port, what it once was. And the second thing which I want to tell is that Turkey was the first Muslim majority country that had recognized Israel.
Yes, this
And
is also
yeah, in 1950 and
nice.
March 1950, I guess. And both were
Uh,
cooperating. They were 1990s was the best golden time of Turkey-Israel relationship. but the problem happened in 2010, I guess. 2009 or 2010, when the
Mavi
flotilla,
Marmara.
yeah, Mavi
Yes.
Marmara ship
Mavi
was
Marmara.
attacked, and it was a Turkish ship. There were 9 to 10 Turkish soldiers that were killed by Israel
Yes.
when Israel killed the 10 to 12 Turkish soldiers. It was Obama then, because then Turkey and Israel had stopped all diplomatic negotiation.
Uh-huh.
So it was Obama that who came in 2013, and he made Israel apologize.
Uh-huh. Yes. Eh,
And he made somehow.
Yeah.
He
Eh,
had a very
eh,
difficult relation with Israel, but
uh-huh.
somehow he was able to do that.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh. Eh,
eventually in 2022, they resumed the ambassadors. Turkey and Israel had diplomatic ambassadors only after so many years in 2022 when Herzog
yes.
went to Turkey.
And between, I mean, between 2010 and 2022, the relations between Israel and Turkey got worsened and worsened, never improved. Uh, and we just had some hope about the improvement of relations when Herzog came to Ankara. But unfortunately, it lasted for very short time. But the Mavi Marmara is a very big incident. I mean, a turning point in
Yes,
bilateral relations because for the first time, Shubda, uh, Jewish soldiers, Israeli soldiers, killed Turkish people.
yes,
I
yes,
mean, this is the first time. Uh, uh, because in the history, Ottoman Empire and the Turkish Republican period during the Hitler's war against the Jews, Turkey always sided with the Jews. In France, for example, a Turkish diplomat at the Turkish consulate helped a lot to the Jews to escape from France to Turkey because otherwise they would be killed by the Nazis. Why I'm telling all these things? Because Turkey sided uh, with the Jews for humane reasons. I mean, from the humane way Turkey looked at the issue, not making differentiation between Jews and Muslims. Ottomans also helped the Jews living in Spain
yes,
to migrate to Ottoman lands to keep them safe. These are very important examples, and Jews always remembered these historical incidents. I mean, historical help of the Ottomans and Turks to Jewish people. In the United States, Turkey always supported by Jewish lobbies in the past against Armenian and Greek lobbies. And in the past, during the 1970s, a lot of Jewish diplomats, I'm saying, sorry, Turkish diplomats were killed by Armenian Asala, for example, the innocent Turkish diplomats. But Jewish lobbies always supported Turks all over the world. But from that time onward, Mavi Marmara damaged two two nations. I mean, leave aside Israel, Jews and the Turks, very badly. This is big pity in my heart. I mean, I always supported Jewish people. I always pitied them because they were exterminated by the Hitler's Nazi Germany. We always sided on them because they, in our eyes, Jews are human being. They were suppressed very much, and they were always good to us. I mean, there was anything problem. But Mavi Marmara spoiled everything.
yeah,
The the the killing, I mean, of these Turks for the first time in history. This damaged a lot. And let me tell you one more thing. I believe this is my personal view. Mavi Marmara was realized on purpose by the very interesting Have you ever heard Fethullah Gülen?
Yeah, Gulan. Yes.
Gülen. There were some crypto hidden groups within the Turkish intelligentsia, Turkish academia, Turkish army, etc. And they damaged Turkey a lot. And I believe that this killing of these people, Mavi Marmara, the Mavi Marmara went to Gaza. They tried to go to Gaza to help the Gaza people,
Yes, yes.
but Israel stopped them in international waters and they attacked this boat, and people were killed. And from that time onward, the relations always got worsened, unfortunately. And
Yes.
then Netanyahu's killings, and Turkey became very tough towards Netanyahu's killings, and so the relations getting worse and worse. And this is very damaging and very to the detriment of Turkey, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it is. It is specifically because 2008, 2009, when the war on Gaza was going on,
Yes.
Turkey took a stand at that point of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
And
right.
and that is something which I don't understand, because when you can't target anyone in international nautical miles of the water territory.
Turkey supposed that they would not be, these people in Mavi Marmara thought that Israel could not dare to attack on the boat because it was international water.
Yeah.
But Israel is a unique country. You cannot foresee what they will do because their interests are very important. It is stupidity of the Turks that they would not be attacked by Israel in international waters. There is no international law or international rule of law in the eyes of Israelis if it comes to the interest of Israel. Israel is the first for all of them.
No, just imagine right now the US Special Envoy who is coming to Lebanon, Amos Hochstein. He said, "This is the last time I'm coming for a ceasefire talk. The ceasefire talk is at a very delicate stage. Now, Israel and Lebanon and everything. It was completely like today, since morning, everyone was expecting that those who are in diplomacy, they were all, very strict in terms of protocol that, nothing wrong should be said. It's a very delicate situation. And then they went ahead and killed the Hezbollah media person.
Yes, you're right.
When a ceasefire negotiation is like, who will now speak on, like the media spokesperson was also part of the Lebanese government spokesperson. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to question the timing of it.
Timing, yes.
The timing of it, that if tomorrow you're having a US envoy coming, if you have a French embassy also located next to the place where you're hitting, what is, why? But then there is this other, the Israeli side speaks of two things. That first, that the media spokesperson, Mohammed Kafif, was involved in the bombing of Netanyahu's house yesterday night.
Yes, this was the excuse. Yes,
this was the excuse.
Bomb.
And though a lot of Israeli citizens are writing in Hebrew that, we are the hostages are not back, but Netanyahu's bungalow is getting repaired. That is there. And the second thing was also that the entire Israeli point of view is that Lebanon should be more worried about Hezbollah attacking its sovereignty than Israel.
Lebanese sovereignty, you mean?
Yeah, Lebanese sovereignty. But one is a non-state actor, the other is a state actor.
I understand.
So that doesn't make sense to me,
I understand. But Shubda, after you remember Beirut port was
Yes.
bombarded very heavily.
I don't still understand the
We don't
logic of
know
it.
who bombarded Beirut
Yes.
port.
Yes. It
And
was hushed down.
yes, from that time onward, it was 2020 or
20. 4th
20,
August 2020. 4th
20,
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
It was 2020. It was 2019, Aramco was attacked. It was 2020, it was 2019 in Saudi Arabia, Aramco. They
Yes.
attacked Aramco.
Yeah.
It was September 11 of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And in 2020, Beirut port was bombarded. And
Yeah.
who did all these attacks? We don't know exactly.
Yeah.
And from that time onward, Lebanon economy and all the situation in Lebanon never improved
Yeah.
again. Always went worse. And so people migrated from Lebanon, and Hezbollah in Lebanon was very much, Hezbollah acted like a Lebanon army.
Yeah.
Although it was not a Lebanon army, it is a political party. And then, as I mentioned, in the region, Iran and Hezbollah always acted like a boosting the war situation. And they just thought that they could cope with Israel, but Israel killed both Nasrallah and later on Haniyeh, and it was a collateral blow at the both Hamas and Hezbollah. And after Haniyeh, Sinwar was killed, and Nasrallah was killed, and Iran also was attacked many times. And now, today, the situation is very bad. I mean, the Arab world remains very silent, and the Turkey also feels very threatened.
Yeah.
And therefore, I am saying Israel is very much encouraged to expand and to attack all the parts of the Middle East. But this is my personal view. If Israel continues to act like this, it will be the end of Israel. No other country, I mean, any country attacking so in a big area, I mean, every corner of the Middle East, you cannot attack. It automatically means the weakening of the state in Israel, weakening of the economy of Israel. I mean, United States, UK, yes, European Union supports Israel. Maybe Putin supports Israel. But in the end of the day, if it is used as a proxy by these all actors in the Middle East, it will make Israel fragile and less economically fragile country. And Netanyahu, I believe, like Saddam or or Gaddafi, will be killed in one day because the United States uses like these such actors, and these are disposal actors. They uses
Yes.
these actors and then kill them.
Yeah.
And Netanyahu's end is not will not be good. I mean, he will he's a very criminal actor. I mean,
Yeah, the International Criminal Court, the international
yes.
the arrest warrants, the debate on that. But something which makes me I find it very like how the media also uses propaganda. Like for example, from yesterday, the propaganda is that Ayatollah Khamenei is of Iran is in coma.
Ah,
That is one propaganda that is going on. We don't
yes.
know. Khamenei just might come and
Khamenei.
say, yeah, he might come up and say that no, no, I'm alive.
Khamenei doesn't appear on media, if I'm not wrong.
He has not till the funeral procession he oversaw of Nasrallah. After that, he has not come.
No one, I mean, we didn't see him on
Yeah.
any platform.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
after
then
Nasrallah.
this coma story is going viral.
Hmm.
Then 2 days back, it was going viral that Elon Musk met the Iranian ambassador to UN in Washington D.C. And then
Ah,
yesterday,
Elon Musk.
and then the Iranian ambassador said, "No, I have not met anyone." So that is another story. There's another propaganda. Is like, no, I have not met anyone. I have not met Elon Musk. Why will I meet Elon Musk? Why is media saying that we met? So that is something which is going on. It's like, and then they were showing pictures of Elon Musk coming out of a building and with a briefcase and everything. And I'm like, did he meet? Really? Did he?
It's really funny.
So it's
Yeah, I
weird.
also United States, very interesting. Can you imagine that the presidents of United States so old? Biden was very old. Trump also is very old and
Yes.
very crazy. And I cannot
Crazy.
understand why United States cannot have a proper, I mean, a very normal leader. This is also very weird, in my opinion.
They tried having a normal leader like Obama, you
There
saw.
is,
But after that, no.
but Obama was also very criminal one, and Biden was
Yes.
ruled by the Obama actually.
Yes. Yeah, Obama in his second presidency, there were so many restrictions on him.
Yes, it was
Uh,
very
so many
and Kamala
restrictions.
also was very inefficient, very not very strong, powerful political figure. She was
Kamala
also
Harris,
insane.
just like we in India were very disappointed because she remembered us only after Diwali. Like
Really?
1 week before the election, and we're like, no, no, no, no, no, no, this is blasphemy. And then Kamala Harris, the biggest problem with Kamala Harris was that she did not, as the vice president of United States of America, for 4 years, you are not visible.
Yes, exactly.
For
Not
4 years,
visible.
not visible. Then
Not
suddenly, in the
visible.
last 127 days of campaigning, you're visible.
But I always thought that she would be the next leader of United States when Biden elected to second term. I thought that because Biden was very old and in
If
the end
Biden
of the day
died,
she would be yes, she would replace Biden,
yeah,
but she was not visible as you mentioned at all.
she completely invisible. There can
Completely.
be many reasons. Maybe it was the top-down approach of
Hmm.
silencing her. It can be that. But
Yes.
her visibility was not there. And she
Yeah.
did not speak about when Biden administration was also trying to pause bombs
Hmm.
and military equipments to Israel. They were not able to tell the world about it. That look, we are pausing.
Hmm.
Um, she was not able to have the Arab Americans in her favor.
Happy American what?
Arab Americans were not in her favor.
Yes.
So it was she should the policy of advertising herself as the president for the campaigning could have been better.
Hmm. Mhm.
And here Trump is doing 900 rallies, and then Kamala Harris is only in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So that is like, okay, he's doing 900 rallies, you're there in one particular place. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. So
Mhm.
that is one particular issue. But right now, China and Russia have also joined Turkey in the UN's call for arms embargo of Israel.
Hmm.
China and Russia also joined Turkey's call,
Embargo.
in a UN embargo. I don't know if that happens.
Hope I hope it happens. I mean,
Yeah,
because China is so passive and remains indifferent to what's happening in the Middle East, America and the Israel can act very freely, very expansionist in Gaza, Lebanon, maybe in Syria. And also they are bombarding Syria, not only
yes,
Lebanon.
yes, yes.
As they are expanding towards the Middle East, the northern Middle East, the people are migrating from their homelands and towards Turkey, and therefore the Turkey very much concentrates on its border security. Turkey built a wall along its border with Syria. So Turkey spends much money. Our economy, therefore, is in very bad situation. The inflation is so high,
Yes, yes, yes.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and today the even the Gulf economies have suffered because of
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
market shock that happened today.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And believe me, Shubda, in Germany as well, the economy is getting worse. And uh, the elections would be held, early
Yes,
elections. They
yes.
just declared that they cannot hold the elections because of the lack of paper. Have you heard this?
I have just been following the German government's brutality against Palestinians.
Yeah,
That is
shows
the kind of brutality, and I hope no football match takes place in Germany before elections.
before it. Yeah,
Because after Amsterdam and France, if there's a football match in Germany, it's going to be very bad.
yeah, yeah.
So that is something, like Germany is maybe it is the guilt, the Holocaust guilt
Yes, I believe. Yes, you're right.
in that way. But
Therefore,
yeah, overcompensating for it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Exactly.
it doesn't make, and Germany was the most powerful economy when all of these European countries went into Eurozone crisis.
Yes.
And just look now.
But German economy also getting more and more fragile because they were also, exposed to flood, refugee floods.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, Germany also, German-Russian relations were very much damaged because by Biden government, the Nord Stream 2 energy roads were
Yes.
exploded,
Yes.
etc. So, and in my opinion, this is my personal view. Angela Merkel also was deposed. I mean, she ruled Germany for 12 years, but she was enforced to leave her position because she was trembling while meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these are not normal things. I mean, even in Germany, an intervention, external intervention was realized, and Herzog came to power in Germany.
Yeah.
And from that time onward, Russia and Germany could not cooperate on energy level. So
Yeah.
these are very interesting and not normal things. Not only in the Middle East, in Europe also.
Yeah. Yeah.
They designed Europe.
Yeah. And the winter is coming. The energy cost for every home. How will they
Yes,
survive the winter? Last winter was
exactly.
painful.
Painful. Yes,
Yeah.
Europe.
And the electricity bills, the
Yes,
gas bills,
yes.
it's painful to not that I'm in the desert and having a lovely time, but it's very cold in Europe, specifically the northern side of Europe,
Mhm.
the Scandinavian countries and others. They're going to
Yeah.
again have the brunt of the winter and the energy crisis. Every home is going to, even UK,
Uh, yeah. Yeah.
because of all this sanctioning and all of that, and all the sanctioning is a facade.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that is something which is very like, I just hope that there is a certain kind of state that we come across in time where the innocents,
Mhm.
be it on the Palestinian side, be it on the Israeli side, be it on the Lebanese side, be it on the Syrian side, be it on the Yemeni side,
Uh-huh.
all of them are saved from the state, like the government's
Hmm.
um, actions,
Actions.
their governments and the others.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that is something which I pray for, because watching it every day is now getting very disturbing
Mm-hmm.
on a daily level.
Mm-hmm.
So I did not realize, ma'am, that 1 hour was up.
Yes,
Yeah,
very interesting.
it was a
So
very,
rapidly,
yeah,
we spent 1 hour.
yeah.
So
So
quickly passed.
thank you so much, ma'am, for the privilege of your time. And it was really very. I wanted to call you for a very long, like long time, but once I was like, when something really very important happens, That's the first thing I'm going to do, and
Thank you.
you immediately accepted in 5 minutes, and
Okay.
I'm so thankful.